Hello, Bigfoot enthusiast. Scott here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, domestic goddess, chief cook, and doggy mama here in the paddy wagon with you tonight.
Yay. Hey, it almost got down to freezing last night in Texas. I ain't standing for it.
I'm just telling you this, y'all, if you're expecting us to do any snow squatching, just, I don't know. Don't even. We will let you down. We've had plenty of people down anyway, so there we go.
Not that I haven't done snow squatching, and I don't mind it. Actually, she kind of does.
Well, guess what? There are advantages to being the one who sits in the house and does her remote work and all that, because guess what? I get to keep my butt warm.
There we go. So you ready to get into this?
I don't know what we're in for, so buckle up, buttercups. Here we go.
And this is because of Donna. All righty. Ooh, I forgot to change our thing. Doop. There we go.
Go back to the comments.
I will in a second.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Anyway.
You're a hot mess.
So hi Donna, Ben, Daniel, Uncle Bones. What?
Donna, I'm gonna let you down, but that's okay because I will make up for it later.
Donna, what?
Donna says, I'm excited about the book list. I hope the quantum physics book written by a past guest is on the list. I can't remember what the title was. I told him to put that one on there. He says no.
I didn't, but we will make an honorable mention of it. How's that sound?
Tell you what, tonight we're going to be talking about.
Do we have that book?
Yes, I have that book on my Kindle.
Oh, okay.
I have a Kindle book. Mm-hmm. We're going to do something very special. We are going to send a follow-up to this show in an email later this week with the entire book list and a few more, and you will be able to click on our Amazon links and buy all the books that we recommend.
In fact, the Amazon link is already in the description, and I also put it in the chat.
That is one link. You mean you linked to the whole entire wish list, the whole book list?
Well,
did you use our code?
No.
Okay, take that off then.
Don't tell me what to do.
I will tell you what to do. Take that off.
Okay.
We will send you. Just take this one off right there. This one. Get rid of it. Oh, you have to ban yourself. Anyway, please ignore the links that you see in the chat tonight because he doesn't know what he's doing. And here's why. When I send out this email, we will put our referral code for all the books on Amazon for you to buy. When you buy them through our link on Amazon, we get a little bit of money. So, hey, look, someone's texting me. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Scott will be the one doing most of the talking tonight, but I will tell you, Donnie, you're looking for the book, The Quantum Bigfoot by Ron Moorhead.
Yeah, Quantum Bigfoot by Ron Moorhead.
We should have him back on just to make you uncomfortable.
We should. We should.
You did something fun earlier this week, though.
What?
On Monday. Tell them what you did on Monday with Barnaby Jones.
Oh, I was on. Oh, I forgot the name of the thing already. Yeah, I did an interview with Barnaby Jones on what was it called? I'm looking real quick.
I don't know.
Monsters on the Edge. It's part of the
it's part of Doug Hychek's empire.
Yeah, whatever. So we did a cool interview there.
You did.
I did. So there's that.
Anyway.
All right.
And he saw a lot of you.
Yeah.
In the studio. So
pretty
Uncle
awesome
Bones saw him on the Barnaby show.
There we go.
All right.
So now let's get into our
have we told everyone hello?
Yeah, I tried to.
Hi
Rick.
Everyone.
Rick on Facebook, and
got Donald Fuller, Scott Goble, Raptor, Uncle Bones, Locke, Donna, keep going up. William is in the house. Great. Wonderful. Scott. Angel,
Danny, Dale,
Angel, Jim, Ben. I see. I need a little magic mirror
I
for all
don't
of you
think
who are
any
old
of
enough
the,
to remember
yeah,
what
remember
romper room was.
romper room. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Now I'll be quiet.
Will you?
Not really.
Not
but
really. All right. So we're going to be talking about the Bigfoot books that in this is in no particular order of significance. I kind of put them in categories, but um, ones that I feel have the best information in them, put it that way. Okay. And this is by far not a complete list. There's millions of books out there that are really good too. It's just these are the ones that I have that I go to a lot that I feel are important, I guess. So we're going to have to start with the sciencey EE books. So if you're into the sciencey part of Bigfoot, these are the sciencey books. So we're going to start with number one,
classic.
the classic Sasquatch Legend Meets Science by Dr. Jeff Meldrum. And I would hold the book up for you, but I don't actually have it with me. I have a signed copy of it actually, but it's in our storage unit. It's one that I left behind because I actually have this one on Kindle too. So if you're into all the sciencey stuff about Bigfoot, this is a really good one. Bring a dictionary with you because it uses $4 words all the time in it.
With Byte inflation, it's more like $84 words.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. So this is the one that has a lot. If you really want to, they actually made a video. They made a movie, Legend Meets Science, about this book. Doug Hychek made the movie. In fact, they're working on number 2 right now. They're working on the second one.
This book has an interesting photo in it, and I was talking with Dr. Jeff about this when we were in Glide in July, and I think only Dr. Meldrum. I think he's probably the only one that would even begin to entertain my thought process. But in this particular book of his, he has a handprint, and a Bigfoot hand is significant. They do have opposable thumbs. However, they're significantly different than the human because the musculature here is not nearly as developed, and it doesn't move the same way. It doesn't cross over like that. It moves just more like a fifth finger like this. And so their fine motor skills are a lot different. Their fine motor skills are not nearly as hyper developed as human fine motor skills are. And what I was talking to Jeff about was the connection between the hand and fine motor skills and creativity and self-awareness and all that stuff. And I think Dr. Jeff, this guy he already tuned me out.
Yeah.
I wonder what Barnaby's going to say about all that.
I don't know.
But anywho, it has to do with, we've talked about our Sasquatch tool using or tool making, and where I was going with that is, our Sasquatch creative, or is that a strictly truly creative? See something in your mind and bring it to, manifest it out in the 3D world. That's where I was going with that.
So Raptor asked, are the books from the 70s or 80s? Some of them are actually from the 60s. But most of them are from 70s, 80s. I think there's some 90s in here.
Don wants to know if that's why the rocks hardly hit us. I think the rocks hardly hit us because they really don't want to piss us off.
They don't intend to hit you. No, but there's something interesting. They throw the rocks overhanded. They throw them underhanded. So if you ever interview anybody who's had rocks thrown at them or have seen the rock coming at them, I've had rocks thrown at me a couple times, but I've never had them. I always miss, I don't see them until they hit the ground. But on any of the interviews, when they talk about rocks being thrown and people actually saw the rock coming at them, the first thing I do is always ask them, which way was it rolling? Was it tumbling towards you like this, or backwards like this? And almost every time everybody says it was rolling forward like
Which
this,
means
coming towards me,
which means a slow pitch.
which means it was an underhanded pitch.
Means they play softball and not baseball.
Yes, exactly.
Sasquatch softball. Scott, you do have a picture of me talking to him at the
dinner. Yeah, we posted that.
Yes.
So,
and so Charles Smoke is on. Hey, dude. Anyway, lock up. I'll get back to you. Charles, we want to congratulate Charles on his Patreon anniversary, and I will be ordering you a mug very soon. Do we want to tell them later? Because we've got like 5 different mugs available now.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to get into that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, Locke, hey, I am the biggest fan on the planet of cottage cheese.
This one here?
Yes. Yes. He's going to eat out of date large curd cottage cheese.
There you go.
You knock yourself out. I know you're into like meat only, but I pair cottage cheese with tomatoes and cucumbers and avocado because I'm an omnivore. Anyway, moving on.
Moving right along. We're going to talk about this book, Bigfoot, Sasquatch Evidence. I have my copy right here. If you want to learn about footprints, step patterns,
if you want to learn everything that Dr. Krantz taught Dr. Meldrum,
it's all in this book, even dentition. I don't know if you can see that. Footprints, I'm at the foot morphology, that's the word I was looking for.
Y'all will have to forgive this guy. He came to bed last night with a fever. He was not feeling well, so he's still sounding a little poorly tonight.
So this book here is really good if you're into sciencey stuff and you want to learn more about the foot shapes, especially things like that. Dr. Krantz was a very interesting fella, actually.
He's a little bit of a nutball.
He was a little bit out there. It's kind of funny. I was in California when I went to school, and he had since passed away when I had. Did he die before I went to college?
I think, a long time. Yeah,
he had died right before I started college. But anyway, the professor I had in talked about Dr. Krantz and his weird theories and ideas. But he talked to him in a good manner, and talked about him in a good manner, because he said he was one of the people who was very innovative in the way he did stuff. And one of the things he did is he wanted to know that big brow ridge from early man, what the purpose was. So he built himself a big brow ridge and put it on his face and wore it for months and months.
And what did he come to?
And then he took it off to see what the difference was. And what he came to was, one, it helped your vision. It worked like a visor on a hat to keep the sun out of your eyes. It actually helped tune your vision in to focus on things. So it was pretty interesting.
Hey, Michael, nice to see you.
Okay. So there's that book. That's one of the best ones. One of the better ones in the science department.
Michael says it's the #1 book.
Michael Freeman says it's the #1 book. Yeah, it is. It's up there. It's one of my favorites. So moving right along, the next book is Sasquatch, the Apes Among Us. If you want to know about stories and legends and history of Bigfoot, this is one of the good ones. And I actually do not own this book. I have a Kindle version of it, but I don't have the physical version of it.
We don't have room for physical books.
Yeah, because we don't have a lot. But I do have 2 of his originals Bigfoot books from back in the day. They're $2.97.
That was a lot of money back then.
Yeah. So a lot of this stuff is in that book. But it's kind of interesting. One of the first books Hannah got me was this book here.
I don't even remember that. That must have been like right after we got married.
It was right after we got married, and she saw this at a yard sale or somewhere. I can't remember, but she bought it for me. And I've had it ever since. But
Aww. I don't have all that cross-stitch organizing stuff you got me. Sorry.
Yeah. I just noticed something in this book.
What did you just notice? Whoa, you didn't even know that was in there,
I didn't even know that was in there.
Oh, he just found vintage newspaper articles.
The Bigfoot hunt and
Hunters pressing Bigfoot search.
Yeah, from I don't even know what. I have to do some research. These are old newspapers. It's pretty yellow. It doesn't say. You have to look them up. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You guys saw it here first. We found some history.
Hold on. It's okay. This is somewhere in California. Beverly Hills, Los Angeles is where the advertisements are from.
Yeah. Huh.
Interesting.
Okay.
Well, we learn something new every day. Like we know how many times he's actually opened those books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, a lot of these books, I wanted to say this too, is like Sasquatch, the Apes Among Us, this book that we're talking about right now. I've actually checked it out from the library and read it before too. A lot of these books you can actually find in your local libraries. There is a Bigfoot section in the libraries. So there's that.
I had something highly inappropriate to say, which I will keep to myself.
All
right. See about how I don't trust the libraries anymore, but whatever.
So
okay.
So moving right along. Did I have this one? Where'd it go? Oh, my books keep falling off. All right.
Now, this guy here, this biography of this guy, didn't we just buy this book?
No.
Or
I've had this book. There's a book about his life that was written by another man that we just bought.
Okay.
And met. Yeah.
So this book is this called Sasquatch. Are you going to flip it up? Sasquatch Discovered, the biography of Dr. John Bindernagel.
Mm-hmm.
And you got the greatest compliment of your life.
I did.
At the Medellin Falls Bigfoot Festival, because the guy who wrote another authoritative biography of Dr. Bindernagel said to Scott, he said, Scott, Dr. Bindernagel would be so impressed with your work, because what Dr. Bindernagel says is we've got all the physical anthropology stuff. What we need is cultural anthropology. And there we go. So
yeah.
It was nice to have another professional.
No, this is that book.
Is this that book?
By Terrence James.
Yeah. So this is the one we just bought. Oh my gosh. Okay. So Terrence James, nice guy. Have you read this book yet?
No, I haven't actually.
There are a lot of words in there.
But
I am not a big reader. I used to be a big reader. I'm not a big reader anymore.
Oh yeah.
So
see, it's fine.
In memory of John, best wishes, Terrence. Okay.
Okay. So that's another really good one. Anybody in the chat about that one? Okay. So the next book we have, if you were ever confused about the Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin film from 1967, this book here is the Bible of that film. This was written by Bill Munns, who is a Hollywood creature maker and film artist, or whatever you call them. Anyway, but he took that film apart. And if you want to know something about anything about the Patty film, this is the book. When Roger Met Patty by William Munns. It is phenomenal. If you ever wanted to argue about anybody,
Argue with
argue with anybody about the Patterson film and its proof and reality and its realness. This is the books.
For instance, here's just a quick paragraph from this book. This is, I just opened this up and here it was. A little bit of a statement about why Patty's real. Listen to this. The funny lines around the pelvis area and where the leg appears to tuck into the fatty deposits of the buttocks, he uses the word buttocks, all are found on real humans. They just aren't found on centerfold models. They are found on more mature humans who are a bit overweight and have accumulated some adipose tissue. So they're found on, it's found on fat people. Okay. In nature, fat isn't an undesirable thing. To the contrary, it's literally a reserved food supply for when something is looking at a cold winter with scarce food supplies. And by remarkable coincidence, the Patterson-Gilliland film was taken in October as winter was approaching. Remarkable hoax or natural occurrence. So what they're saying is on Patty, you could see the little fat butt cheeks.
Yeah.
Patty had some fat butt cheeks.
Yep.
And that was so that she could eat, so she would survive the winter.
Exactly.
And we just got pictures of Tahoe, which this is not too far. The film is not too far from Tahoe in middle of January. And it's like, I ain't going there. It's too cold. All right.
All right. So moving in that same.
And Raptor says there was a TV show about that in the 90s. There was.
There was.
Yep.
So in that same vein, talking about historic Bigfoot footage, this next book,
we've talked about it a lot.
We have talked about it a lot. It is called The Freeman Bigfoot Files. Woo! By Michael Paul Freeman, who I believe is in the chat. Anyway,
Locke says Patty had a nice backside.
Yeah. So this book is phenomenal. Now, I don't have my hard copy of this because we're saving money for it, but I do have the digital version that I bought and downloaded. And the cool thing about this book is you can actually, once you get the book, it has QR codes in it, and you can listen to
and watch
Paul talk about this.
And see footage that no one's ever seen, and not just the famous baby footage, but just, you know, bits of his filming that have not that I don't know what you're talking about, Michael. Bits of his stuff that isn't available
right
elsewhere.
Right.
It's like you know, having access to his private notebook.
And some of the other things that, like, there's a chapter in there from Dara Addington, and nobody knows who she is. Mostly in the Bigfoot. I mean, if you're into the Bigfoot world, you probably know her, but she's I know. What's say no? No, this is a phenomenal book, and if you've ever, and I'll put it this way, if you've ever doubted the Freeman footage, get this book. It'll change your freaking mind. I mean, I never doubted it myself, being from the area myself, but this will put the record straight. And that was one of the reasons I believe Michael even delved into this, is
to put the record
straight.
All right.
So did I do good, Michael? All right. Are we good?
All right. Okay.
So, all right. So now the next one I'm going to show you, if you don't own any books, buy Michael's book. But if you don't own any books about Bigfoot, the first one you should ever get is this one here.
Isn't it pretty? It's a pretty book.
Uh-huh.
It has great color pictures. All of you people like me who get tired. Oh, see, look at that. I have 3 master's degrees, and on my 3rd master's degree, I burned out my brain. So I'm into like pretty pictures now. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And it's got lots of big. And the words are big. Printing is big. I could probably read this. It would take a year, but
yeah.
Anyway, it's got some great stuff in here. It's Probably not one that you read straight through. You can sit down and read a couple paragraphs and be good.
So what this book is actually has taken, like, you've got stuff from the Patterson film. You got, oh my gosh. I mean, there's stories about every single one of the original Bigfooters from back in the day. You've got a whole plethora of
Color pictures
of footprints and where they're found and the morphology of them and blah, 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 all the sciencey stuff. And it talks about the Skookum cast. It has sighting reports and places and maps and blah. I mean, this is phenomenal. This is a phenomenal book.
Is this a one-stop shop?
This is a one-stop shop for a bunch of Bigfoot knowledge, basically. And what turned me onto this book, believe it or not, is I was watching a video, and the video was called The Unwanted Sasquatch. Wanted. W-O-N-ted. And not W-A. Not the unwanted, the unwanted Sasquatch. And there's a gentleman who was one of the people they were interviewing called Bill. What's his name?
I don't know.
Bill Miller. Anyway, he hung around with Stephen. No, not Stephen. What's his name? Steenberg. I forgot his first name. Anyway, a Canadian guy. Well, they were both being interviewed in this documentary, The Unwanted Sasquatch, and he kept holding this book up, and well, he was showing pictures from inside this book and talking about stuff about Bigfoot, right? So I actually emailed him after I watched the video. I emailed him and said, what's that book? And he wrote me back and said, and he's since passed away, by the way, but he wrote me back and said this was the book, and I got this book just because of all the
color pictures.
Yeah, I don't have to read. I just have to look at the pictures. But it's got a fantastic amount of
Thomas Steenberg.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So, but it's phenomenal, and that video is phenomenal. I noticed Scott just said he watched that video today. Actually, it's really good. It's got Dr. Jeff in it, and I think Cliff, and well, everybody. But this book right here is a treasure trove, a must-have. The Unwanted Sasquatch.
Know
the Sasquatch and Bigfoot.
It's a sequel and update to Meet the Sasquatch. And I was just looking at the back page that has all their titles, and those might be good books to carry at our upcoming shows.
Right. So, so now we're getting to get in. That's all the sciencey books.
So should we take a break now?
We should take a quick break now. Shall we do our prerequisite commercial we have to do? Okay. I don't know. You can't even find it.
Right there.
Boop.
As we travel and search for Bigfoot, we use a lot of equipment that uses the internet to operate. Also, in our town hall meetings and live streams, we need a reliable connection. We use Nomad Internet. There's a link and discount code below, so join us and have internet access on the go.
Alrighty, we're back. So now we're going to get into the field books. The ones if you want to know about doing Bigfoot field research kind of stuff. One of the first ones, I do not have a hard copy of this one, but there's like a bunch of them. But Bigfoot Field Work 101 by William Jevings. Jevnings. I can never say it right. Anyway, so I think there's 8. This is volume 7. I think there's a whole bunch of volumes of this book. But the whole series of these books, but they're pretty good about learning how to collect evidence, basically. They're one of the better resources. And William's a great guy.
And I just want to remind everyone that I will be sending out an email later this week with this entire list, a clickable list, so that you can go straight through our link and buy these on Amazon, so you don't have to worry about saving them now or writing them down. I will get them all to you.
So that was my only recommendation for field books.
Well, how much can you do with the field? I mean,
I know there's not.
There are techniques, and that's it. So now my favorite category, native stories.
So if you want to get into the history and native stories of Bigfoot, number one on the list would be
written by our good friend Kathy.
Hi, Kathy, if you're out there.
This one.
It's called Bigfoot, Cannibals and Monsters. The Giants, Cannibals and Monsters. This is all the native stories. A lot of people think this book is about the pictograph that's on the front of this. It is not. It's
just a very nice cover art.
Yeah, it's a collection of the Native American stories from many different tribes.
This is the kind of stuff that I can read, because I can sit down and I can read a story. If you ask me to sit down and read foot morphology, not going to happen. But I will read a story.
Yep.
So
that's by Kathy Strain. She's been on the show and she's talked about this book, and so that's a good one if you want to know about Native American cultural history of Bigfoot and the stories. Another good one is called Raincoat Sasquatch.
Raincoast.
Raincoast. I cannot read. I can't read anyway. But anyway,
you've been sick.
I know. I am. I didn't get up until like noon today. It was horrible. Anyway, so this is an. Oh wait, I don't have it up. You're not seeing it. It's called Raincoast Sasquatch by Robert Alley. It's another collection of Native American stories. But this is more of the Alaskan and British Columbia and Northwest Washington and Puget Sound natives.
It's the Pacific Northwest.
Pacific Northwest ones. So now, if you want to know about Bigfoot stories and Bigfoot witnesses books, that's another thing that's good to get into, because if you want to learn more about Bigfoot behavior, or if you want to know about some of the things that we look for when people give us stories, when people talk to us, there's certain key things that I pick up on when people are talking to me to tell me if they're just making this up or if it's real. And the best way to do that is to know what Bigfoot witnesses talk about, some of the indicators. And one of the best ones on the market today is the Oregon Bigfoot Highway. That is written by Joe Bielart and Cliff Olson. And Joe, we met Joe at Squatch Fest last year, and great guy. And
just stop reading the chat.
Okay. I was looking to see if they had any questions. Okay.
No, not so.
Okay. So this is a collection of Bigfoot sightings, incidences, and maps. Our good friend from Portland, Christy,
this is her Bible.
She's used this book as her Bible, and she has found every single location.
In fact, one of the last locations that she found with us, we went to one of her camp spots on the Oregon Bigfoot Highway a few years ago, and we found this exact spot.
Yep. We hiked around until we found that stump.
Yep.
Of course, we had directions from the book, but we found this location. We actually found that stump.
Can you believe I accidentally opened to that? That's hilarious.
No.
Anyway, I could read this too because it's an easy read and there's not a whole lot of sciencey stuff to burn my brain out. It's already been burned out anyway. Okay.
And another one, a good collection, is this book here, talking about Bigfoot encounters. It is called The Hoopa Project.
And we met some of the Hoopa tribe when we were down by Bluff Creek last
Yeah,
year.
we actually got to hang out with them for a while. It was a lot of fun. Got some stories from them. But this is by David Pallades. He's the author of the Missing 411 books, and this is the talking about the encounters in California that has happened. Bigfoot encounters in California. And another book that I have on my list, if you want Bigfoot stories, and this is the one that I actually have this one, not on Kindle, on Audible, and we listened to this while I was driving a lot. This next book here, it's called The Bigfoot Book. Catchy title.
Hey, look at that Bigfoot on the cover. It kind of looks like the one that was crouched down behind the guy.
Yeah, it does. Right. So this is an encyclopedia of Sasquatch, Yeti, and cryptid primates. Basically, it is a book of stories, reports, and there's all. I mean, this book is just full of reports. Pretty awesome book.
All right. Now you're at the end of your slideshow. It's so funny when we just showed you our Nomad commercial. He says, "Oh man, we're like already halfway through, and I've still got a bunch of slides, and that was 6 minutes ago."
Yeah, so I rattled through the last part of it.
So the book that he does not have on there, Dale will talk about that in a minute. The book that he does not have on there is The Quantum Bigfoot by Ron Moorhead, and I will be including that on our book list because you know what, it's important that we read, you know, that we hear from all sides and from all perspectives, because you know, if we keep ourselves in a bubble, it can only be this way, then we're not learning. So
All right. So, and I have a couple honorable mentions in the Science C department. This gentleman was not a scientist, but he wrote an awesome book. And if you want to know about the struggle between science, mainstream science, and
this
real science, and if you ever wondered about Bigfoot DNA, this book by a guy by the name, who just passed away, by the way,
God rest his soul,
Scott Carpenter. It's called Truth Denied, and this is a fascinating book. If you want to know about the DNA studies and almost the government cover up of them, this is it right here, and how there's a struggle between people who put out real evidence and how they get
shut down,
canceled.
By the way,
they might say
this is the kind of book that I start and then I can't read because it hurts my brain. So yeah, this is not a book of stories. All right, hey,
okay, and I got one more.
You should show that one, because that's like for the average Joe person who really doesn't enjoy reading anything past 8th grade.
All right, so this book here, I told you that you really should get. It's like, if you want to know everything about Bigfoot, this is it. This is the one that has all the great information in it. If you want the children's version,
yes,
of that book,
this one.
this
is even better. Look at those pretty pages.
Yeah.
It's like reading. Oh, remember that zoo magazine that we had got as kids?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. See, now this is my speed.
It's called Finding Bigfoot. It's written by guess who? Cliff Barrickman.
He was a 4th grade teacher, so you know how he wrote.
Yeah.
I do appreciate him for that. Because this does not hurt my brain to read.
So, yeah. So, like I said, this is the children's version of this book. So
I'm going with the children's version myself. Donald said, okay, first of all, Raptor said that he read the Hoopa book. It wasn't very good. You know, everyone has their, their
Yep.
preferences. And Donald said the pareidolia on the Carpenter's videos hurt his brain. I admire anyone that uses the word pareidolia.
Yeah, and that's true. There was a lot, but there were some that wasn't pareidolia. But
Barrickman equals actor. Hey,
yep.
you know what? Everyone.
Very true.
Yep. So Donna asked, what book don't you have but you want?
What book did I want? Well, see these two? There's a third one that I don't have that
You're hard to find.
They're hard to find. There's that one. Out of all the Bigfoot books, one I don't have. Well, there's one that I only have the Kindle book and I want the hard copy of. And that's this one here, Sasquatch, Snakes Among Us by John Green. I guess there's some John Green history that I wanted to get. I guess you can put it that way. I don't know if there's any other ones that
Scott said, hell, you haven't read the ones you got.
Yeah,
so here's the issue that we've got. So between the two of us, we're really, really smart. We've got super high intelligence. However, when he starts to read, what happens when you start to read?
Yeah, I go to sleep.
So
almost immediately.
Yeah, it knocks him out. And I can read only probably about 15 minutes at a time. And I hate reading anything that is like educational. I blame 3 master's degrees for that.
Yeah.
I really do. And I have been working. I mean, it's only been maybe the last 2 years that I could even read a novel for fun. And even then I can only do it in 15-minute stretches. So reading is a challenge. Hey, Greg, nice to see you tonight. Anyway, why don't we share our merch and then we can answer Dale's question.
Okay. What are we sharing?
I don't know. You're the one who wanted to show things. Guess what, guys? We are it was in the chat. You had the link in the chat.
Oh, that's right.
So we are making progress towards having our merchandise available on the YouTube channel. They just connected our Teespring stores today. There it is. But can you share the screen and show them the store?
I can do this. Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna get a picture of our store up, but we have got, listen to this, we have got 5 designs available for you to purchase. You can purchase t-shirts, you can purchase hoodies, you can purchase coffee mugs. We even long sleeve t-shirts and short sleeve t-shirts. And guess what we have now? We have kids and toddler sizes too. He's getting closer. I don't know what he's doing.
No, did you send me the link or you posted it?
I posted it on Facebook. This guy's been sick. He can't think. Anyway, so he is pulling his page up. I don't know what he's doing.
You can keep talking.
I'm trying to keep talking. You've got so much weird stuff. There it is. There it is. Yay! All right, he's going to bring the screen over now. But we've got some really fun new designs. Fun new designs for you. So, what are you doing? That says stop screen.
I know.
There we go. All right, here we go. Now you can see all the different designs we have. We have hoodies. Why don't you click on, these are the kid sizes things. These are, we have kids and toddler sizes. We have things in pink and green, but let's go up to some of our new designs. Stop. Okay.
I'm getting there.
You're all over the place. All right. This is one of our new designs. It says, sorry, I wasn't listening. I was thinking about Bigfoot. So we have that in all the sizes. We also have it in a coffee mug. Now go down. And there are one that, ladies, you're going to love this one. I'm a simple girl. Coffee, sunshine, and Bigfoot. And again, they come in all sizes, kids included, and you can also get a coffee mug for that. So please go to our store and you can start purchasing stuff there. Is a great, and by the way, for the first 30 days, so probably to the end of November, if you use the code earlybird at checkout, you will get 10% off your order. All right. Early bird, yes. We've got all sorts of great styles too. Like there are several different t-shirt styles, including super roomy, super soft, like I said, long sleeve, short sleeve, and a variety of colors. I can't control the colors that are offered, so I got as close as we could. But hey, what a great way to do your Christmas shopping. All right. Charles says that I was a professional student. I was not a professional student. Here's why. You know, a professional student is someone who just keeps going to school for no reason. I only got master's degrees. Thank you, Terry. You have to play the thing now.
Oh, I do have to play the thing now. Thank you.
Yes. He's got to find the thing to play.
I got too much junk on here. I need to take some of it
out.
All right, thanks.
I was not a professional student. Every time I went back to school to get another master's degree, it's because I needed it for a job.
Yep.
I did it backwards. People usually...
She actually would get the job first and then go to school for it.
Yeah, versus getting the job first and then, versus getting the degree and then going to find a job in that field. So anyway, but it did burn me out on lots of educational stuff. And so anyway, have we read all of these books? Raptor says, have you read all these books? If so, how many of them are talking about were Bigfoot gifts? Like snakes. The old books I've read, there was a lot. These books don't talk a whole lot about gifting, do they?
No, they don't.
Would love to. Why don't you email us with the title of some of those books and we can...
Yeah, I'd love to look into that.
So when we read a book, it's usually flipping through it or he's listening. Now, if he turns on an Audible book while we're driving, I go to sleep. So, you know, anyway. But anyway, Dale had...
Go ahead.
Dale had a question for us. But I can't see his question.
Oh, where's
you have to scroll it up. There it is right there. So, Scott, when are you going to write a book of all your knowledge and travels of searching for Bigfoot? You need to share all that knowledge you have to pass on to the new searchers. I can hear him saying this.
Yeah. I have started researching writing a book about
10 years ago.
Yeah, and about 100 times I've tried. I don't know. I need to. I really do need to. Don't look at me like that.
I've started writing books too. And,
yeah.
And I guess ultimately neither one of... I write it really well, but neither one of us is actually a writer. And so I can write cute little articles that are like four paragraphs long or 4 pages long, but I have actually written a book. I wrote a thesis that took me 18 months.
Yeah, it's published.
And I also wrote a science fiction post-apocalyptic novelette. And then I tried to go back the next year and write the sequel to it. And I was like, nope, I lost it. What are you looking for? So if anyone knows like a great ghostwriter who would love to listen to his stories and actually do the writing, let us know. That would be fantastic.
I might know a girl.
That's one that we need to get.
I have that one.
Well, where is it?
Right up there.
Why didn't you include it?
I didn't. I don't know.
Whoa.
Here's a cool old book. If you can find... Well, now this is... actually, I just found it on eBay. This is crazy. Here we go. Do we still have our share screen? Yeah. Look at this, folks. The Abominable Snowman, the latest facts of America really exist by Roger Patterson. They want $279 for this vintage book.
You can pay for that over 6 months on PayPal credit.
You can.
Wow.
They got the original receipt.
They paid
$5.38 for it originally. Dang. That's crazy.
My goodness. So why don't you talk up?
Sorry about that. I pressed the wrong button and left the chat. Now we're back. All right. Go ahead and say what you just said.
So we have another book. I don't know. I was anticipating that it would be on the list, and it wasn't on the list.
It wasn't, because it's not really a Bigfoot book.
Yes, actually, it is a Bigfoot book. Hey, everyone, you can see our Berkey water bottle. He is ducked behind. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. All right.
All right, we have 2 more here.
Mm-hmm.
One is, one is written by our good friend Mark Marcel, and here's why I love Mark Marcel. He's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah,
He plays the guitar, and he gives the best hugs on the planet. So that is the guy who is responsible for the Ape Canyon project, and he wrote this book called Mountain Devil. Now, here's what I love about this. This book is self-published, printed on a printer at a copy shop.
Yep.
And it is just this. Nothing fancy.
Just copies, cut and paste, literally cut and paste copies.
That's how our books.
That's how he rolls.
Yeah.
And if you want to get a hold of Mark, you call him or go to his house, because he doesn't do anything else. He doesn't have a computer.
Well, he does have. Vlog. This is what he wrote to us. Scott Violet, yours.
We got book number 135.
Yeah, this is number 135. It's a numbered limited edition, right?
Well, he hand numbered it.
Scott, yours in a higher dimensional understanding. I love Mark.
Yeah. So actually, if you want to know what this is about the Ape Canyon miners who were attacked by Bigfoot. Mark actually found the cabin and interviewed everybody on the planet about it.
Yeah.
And it's really cool.
Mark is a super cool dude.
He is really
all right. And the other book, we just got this we got this in June. Oh my gosh, people will not leave me the heck alone.
Okay.
We got this in June when we went to Beachfoot from the author Robert Leiterman, who is a guy from California. This is called the Bluff Creek Project.
And we're going to get him on the show and talk about it, actually.
Yes, and this is the subtitle is A Journey of Rediscovery. And so we're not going to give away what the book is about, but Robert will be happy to tell you when we book him. You better get on that, honey. Okay?
Yep.
Is this a big book? Could I read this book? Very slowly.
Yeah.
But this is basically a documentation of all of his work at the Bluff Creek site.
Yeah. And he's the one that him and actually Bill Munns, the guy we talked about, who wrote. Wrong book. All right. So Robert Leiterman and Bill Munns actually got together and found this location.
The actual spot.
The actual spot.
Where Patty crossed the river.
Yeah. Well, him and that other dude too. What's his name?
I don't know.
Well, Kip Morrow was part of it too. I like Kip. Kip's awesome.
Kip is hilarious.
He is.
Anyway,
I'm trying to figure out that other guy I forgot. Anyway, but we'll get Robert on and they'll talk about them finding the actual location. There's like 3 or 4 suspected locations, but they found the actual one.
Okay, and so we have successfully rattled away now for 55 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm impressed
Yeah,
because you ran out of slides 20 minutes ago.
that's cool.
All right, so do you have any parting wisdom for these people?
No. That was my list of books, and if you have any ideas for us that or anything you want us to talk about, just let us know. Throw it in the chat or in the comments, and we will see if we can come up with it.
And
So,
I will put out an email to everyone. So if you are not on our email list, go to Squatch America. Hey, put the thingy in there so I can type. Scott,
what? Oh,
pay attention to me.
I don't know where you're at.
All
There.
right. I am not getting sick. I don't get sick. If you would like to know why I don't get sick, send me an email because I will hook you up with the best stuff on the planet. Anyway, go to squatchamerica.com and there is a subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. You want to sign up for our email list if you have not, because I send out an email every week. And this week I'm sending out a second email with our book list in it. Okay. So anyway, I'm sorry, Raptor. I hope you have an email, Raptor. I know you have an email because you have to have one for YouTube. So
yeah.
So I'll bet Locke was chasing sorority gals. I just imagine. Okay. Well, with that said, go to our thing.
Okay.
Because it's time for me to tell them. It's time for us to tell them that our job is to investigate the unexplained.
Not to explain the uninvestigated.
And sometimes investigating the unexplained doesn't happen every day, but that's the topic for another video.
Yep.
So until next week, thank you. Please like, subscribe, share this video. We are almost up to 2,600 subs. So
we're approaching that 10,000. We want to get to 10,000.
Yes.
So subscribe
and share.
Uh-huh.
And go back and watch all of our stuff again. Put it on an endless play.
Yeah.
You can mute it if you want. It's all right.
Yeah.
So you keep watching.
And we'll keep squatching. Now go out and find Bigfoot.